Today's video will be the start of a sort of sub-series on the construction of the superstructure for this model. I'll be constructing steps 12 and 14, excluding the barbettes for these forward 5-inch guns. As with many plastic components in this build, I'm going to be replacing a lot of the plastic details with photo etch. On these parts is going to be the hatches, the ladder, and the gas canisters. Having said that, I'm not going to replace all of these details in this video. For example, I won't be installing the photo etch ladder or gas canisters because that's just going to make painting more difficult. I also won't install the fire hoses or life rings because those are going to be painted in a different color to the superstructure. When looking at the structure of these plastic components, I see a number of things that concern me, starting with the aft section of the second level superstructure deck. Here, I don't like how the back section has to connect to bulkheads that are already attached to the first level superstructure. Also, this isn't a very good connection point. There are two quite large sections of the structure that need to be connected together at quite a weak point. I would have preferred it if this was one piece of plastic the whole way through. Hopefully none of this causes any problems, but it is something that I will be keeping in mind when I am building this section of the model. Looking at the plastic components, I am generally happy with their molding, although there is a little bit of flashing, but it's not bad. It's going to be quite easy to clean it up, so I'm not concerned about that. Also, all the injection points for the plastic into these components are in quite decent positions, meaning that cleanup is not going to be a challenge. I would have preferred it if these components were molded as a single piece with the bulkheads connected to the deck, but due to the awkward shape of these components, I can see how that would be difficult to get a mold, even a slide mold, to accommodate that kind of a shape. So while it is not ideal, I do understand why these components have been molded this way. After removing the excess plastic at the injection point and cleaning up the flashing, then proceed to mark the location of the existing hatches by labeling the area behind the hatch with the number for the photo etch component that I'm going to replace it with. Once all the hatches are marked out, the removal of the hatches begin. To remove the hatches, I start with clippers to cut off as much of the plastic as possible, just to speed up the process. Bar files are then used to remove the majority of the excess plastic, following which I use sandpaper to smooth out the surface to remove any deep scratches. Once all of the plastic details that are going to be replaced with photo etch are removed, construction can begin. I'm going to start with the second level superstructure deck. This area of the superstructure mostly contains berthings for offices, but also contains a couple of workshops. Shortly after applying the plastic cement to bond the bulkheads and deck together, I place the component onto the deck in the position where it should be located to ensure that the fit is good. If I do this now before the glue has fully set, it gives me time to make adjustments if they are needed. Once I'm happy with how the component is sitting, I set it aside to dry while I work on the forward section, the section that goes up to the third level of the superstructure. The most prominent features in this area of the superstructure are the captain's and admiral's cabins. The rest of it is mostly filled up with accommodation, the berthings for officers, and then also some workspaces, the offices where the officers work, if you know what I mean. To ensure that all of these plastic components are sitting in their correct position and will match the location that they're supposed to sit on the deck well, I'm going to construct them on the deck, but I will not glue them to the deck at this point. Since I am using extra thin plastic cement, I do need to be a little bit careful because placing even a little bit of this glue will draw it along that gap through capillary action quite far and could accidentally glue the structure to the deck. So I'm going to start very conservatively with a small amount of glue to get everything tacked in place first. Once the parts are tacked in place, I'll gently lift them off the deck and then reinforce the bond with more extra thin plastic cement. With the first two components now glued together reasonably well, at least well enough for me to handle them, I'm now able to install the deck. The deck is gently put into position and then glued in place using more extra thin plastic cement. I now have three large components, the first level of the superstructure, the second level superstructure deck, and the third level superstructure deck that all need to be in contact with each other in a very constrained space, and they need to stay in alignment. Add to that, I'm also going to be installing wood deck veneer, which is going to add in a fourth element to this mess, and all of this somehow needs to stay aligned, which means at this point I really need to do a test fit. Looking at the ridges on the first level superstructure deck that guide where these components need to be installed, you can see that there's only a guide for the front section of the superstructure, the section that goes up to the third level. For the section at the back that goes up to the second level, there aren't any markings. It just needs to fit in between the bulkheads that rise up from the main deck. I don't like this. I would much prefer the locating ridges run for the full length of the component. That way you can be absolutely sure that the components will sit in the correct locations. Since there aren't any markings for the aft section of the superstructure, I need to place the forward section first and then see if the aft section will slot in between it and the bulkheads to the rear of the superstructure. Fortunately, I did do this test because, as you can see, it doesn't fit. I have to slide the forward section forward slightly just to confirm that it wasn't because the aft section was at an angle. I hold the forward section in place and then lift the aft section out vertically. I push on the forward section and it moves back about 1 millimeter. Installing the aft section has definitely caused the forward section to move forward. This means that either something is too far forward or too long. I need to find out where that error has crept in so that I can correct it so that it doesn't cause me problems going forward. I think a good place to start is with the deck veneer. I have used calipers to confirm that the dimensions of this veneer are the same as the dimensions of the first level superstructure deck. So if I can get these two sections of the superstructure to align with this deck veneer, then I can be pretty sure that everything will fit together. Let's have a look. The forward section fits in nicely. It seems to align very well, so I don't have any problems over there. Have a look at the aft section. It is definitely too far back, which is quite awkward because that means that there's too much plastic between these components somewhere in the middle, which doesn't seem to be possible. How would that have happened in the molding? Why would there be extra plastic in the middle? And if there is extra plastic in the middle that I remove, then what about all these components that go on top of these two that straddle these components? If I remove 1 millimeter here, that's going to make these components too close to each other and potentially impact the structure going up. So I need to see how those fit together. The first thing that I need to look at is how this third level of the superstructure extends out onto this aft section. That means that the plate B4 is going to be inserted between it, which will then be connected to this narrow piece of superstructure consisting of parts H10 and B1. Unfortunately, just checking this additional section of the third level superstructure deck is not going to be enough. I also need to check the components that go up to the fourth level. These components also straddle the area where I intend to remove plastic, so I just need to be sure that they are still going to fit after that plastic has been removed. For all of these components, I'm not going to be doing much preparation. I'll just clip them off with the sprue, remove excess plastic and file it down so that they can all sit in their correct locations. That's all that I need them to do, to be able to be placed where they are supposed to be. Starting with the bulkheads that go on the second superstructure deck, here the fit is quite good, although I will say they are a little bit loose. So it does appear that there is some play here, but it doesn't look like that there's a whole lot of play here, not as much as I need to close the gap. As for the deck, well, it's also on loose, which does mean that there is a bit of movement, but it seems to be very similar to the bulkheads below it. There does seem to be a small amount of play here, but not as much as I actually need to properly close out that gap. Let's have a look at the components that go on the third level. Now that is interesting. These components are definitely too short. If it were to be installed like this, I wouldn't be able to get the front bulkhead onto it. That means I do actually need to remove some plastic from the structures below this bulkhead somewhere along its length. And it's not like anything here is aftermarket. This is all part of the same kit. So somehow they got the moldings off by, well, not really 1 millimeter, it's more like 0.5 millimeter. That is so strange. Okay, well, let's give it a go and see what happens. So I'm just going to file off some plastic on these straight edges where these two components connect to each other and see what happens. After filing for a bit, I place the components back on the deck veneer to use that as a jig to position the components and to test that they are fitting correctly. Once I'm happy with how these sections of the superstructure are sitting on the veneer, I glue styrene tabs to the inside of the lower section just to help increase the surface area for the bond between the two components. Once the tabs have been secured to one side of the superstructure, I place it in contact with the other side of the superstructure and bond them together using extra thin plastic cement. Once the glue has sufficiently dried for me to be able to handle the components, I place them back onto the deck and do another test fit just to make sure that everything is still in alignment. Fortunately, at this point everything is looking good, so I can proceed with the construction. The last thing to do before I start working on the photo etch is to just fill in the seam line between the two components. Here I'm just using plastic putty that once dried is filed off and sanded smooth. The first of the photo etch that I'm going to install are these viewing slits that go on the conning tower. I had intentionally left the plastic viewing slits on the conning tower to help me locate where the photo etch ones should go. The idea is to remove the plastic viewing slits one at a time and replace it with photo etch. To remove small plastic details like this, all that is required is some light filing and then sanding to smooth out any deeper scratches left by the file. To install the photo etch viewing slits, I first apply a very small drop of medium viscosity superglue to the back of the viewing slit and then place it in contact with the plastic. All that the medium viscosity superglue needs to do is tack and place the viewing slit. The bond will be reinforced later using extra thin superglue. After doing the middle viewing slit, I do the port viewing slit using the same technique, and then the starboard viewing slit. Once I'm happy with the position of the viewing slits, I reinforce the bond using extra thin superglue that I apply with a 0.5mm wire. After the viewing slits, I move on to the hatches. You've seen me install hatches before, so this is going to be a repeat of what you've seen in previous videos. I will reiterate that these hatches are very nice and easy to fold, so I'm appreciative of that, considering of how many need to be installed. Although at this point I was starting to get worried that I was going to run out of hatches. Certainly run out of certain types of hatches, so I need to start being careful where I'm going to install these hatches and do substitutions for the wrong type of hatches for hatches that are going to go in difficult to view areas of the ship. However, that is a problem for another video. For now, I have sufficient hatches of all types. To install all of these hatches, I first apply a drop of medium viscosity superglue to the location where the hatch needs to be placed. Then I place the hatch on top of the drop of superglue. Since it is quite a large drop of superglue and there is a cavity underneath the hatch, that gives me sufficient time to be able to position the hatch into its correct position. At this point, the hatches are very weakly glued to the side of the bulkhead, so I do need to be careful not to knock them while I install the other hatches. Once all of the hatches have been tacked in place, I move on to reinforcing their bonds to the bulkhead. To do this, I use a superglue applicator to apply extra thin superglue to the base of each hatch. Capillary action draws the superglue between the hatch and the bulkhead and between the layers of the hatch itself, firmly bonding it in place. This is not all the work that needs to be done on this area of the superstructure, but this video has been going on for quite a long time, so I'm going to end it now. And in the next video, I'm going to continue working on this area of the superstructure by adding in more plastic components and more photo etch. If you don't want to wait for the scheduled release of videos and want to watch them when they are uploaded, consider becoming a channel member by clicking the join button below. If you would like to support the channel, like and subscribe. And as always, questions are welcome in the comments. Thank you for watching. Cheers.